Our entire literature, in fact, talks about India as one civilizationally. Puranas talk about, Himadasya, Dakshin, it was Uttaram, and then goes to Samudra. So from Himalaya to the sea, the land is called Bharata. This Purana says. But forget about that. We can still say that these people are trying to be very hyperbolic about it. When Alexander comes, his historians said the same thing. They saw east of Sindhu as kind of as one, and with everyone knowing every detail about geography of this country from Panya south to the north, and with history going on 65 kings, if I'm not wrong, as back as that. So there was a sense of history, there was a sense of civilization, there was a sense of unity, which others saw. Forget about what we saw. I will say that see, we often say that that India got divided in 1947. I believe that India has been losing its geography and sense of civilizational history for last 2,000 years. Unfortunately, slowly as well, and especially after Islam came into existence, so it cut us simply. So like Indus was not our just the beginning of Bharat. Bharat was also Afghanistan was as Bharat as anything else. Today's Iraq was as much Bharat as anything. You will find historically they were very much aligned. Entire Central Asia. In fact, one American historian calls from 1700 BC to 400 AD era of Sanskrit in Central Asia. That was Central Asia. In fact, Vayu Puranas talk in detail about this entire region, Central Asia, going up to the Arctic region. In fact, one Mr. Abid, S.M. Abid, if I'm not wrong, he wrote a beautiful book on Puranas and geography. And he says that Vayu Purana gives such a graphic description of that region, of northern region, Arctic and all these regions, that it wasn't possible that that person had not gone and seen for himself. It was that graphic. So that kind of, we have only forgotten about that. Mongolia, means the emblem has Shiva there. So Mongolia, and there another myth which people like Dalrymple, who now is kind of admired by a section on the right also, will say that but it's Buddhism which went there in the Central Asia. To the contrary, it was Hinduism which first reached there, and Buddhism succeeded in only those places which were first converted in that sense, I'm saying, by Hinduism. So wherever Hinduism they reached out, and because there even you can debate dialogue.
Buddhism, for the longest time, was also treated as a sect.
So I'll give example of this is a mythology in Mongolia.
Okay.
So Mongolia converted Buddhism overnight, and in one of the dreams, king or queen, I'm forgetting that, sees that Lord Shiva comes, Bhagwan Shiva aate hain. So Lord Shiva comes and says, convert ho jao. So that tradition says that from Hinduism to Buddhism, and not from Buddhism to Hinduism. And that's why you go to as far places as Japan, you find temples of Varuna, temples of Saraswati. You don't find in India. You don't find in this country where you were born. Vedic gods and goddesses. Varun is no longer worshipped in India. Brahma temple you find in Thailand also. So these all places were all Indian places, and it goes centuries before. We somehow, because we face such a existential crisis after the invasion of Islam, that where your life is at stake, you save your life rather than you'll save your religion or manuscript or those kind of things.
But tell me, don't you think, isn't it criminal that even Hindu leaders for the longest time were not able to promote it, push it further? That the extent of Hindu civilization or Indic civilization.
I'll tell you an example. I'll give you a very example. Sometimes your sense of imagination doesn't go there. If you're born with a view that Aryans came from outside, it would take you a lot of leap of faith and openness of your mind to suddenly accept it. No, they were from this place. I'll give you an example of that. Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he's a nationalist. Absolutely, and it's commendable work. He was one of the first uh, uh, leaders who took British head on. I mean, he believed that we came from outside. In fact, Ambedkar that way was more open. Ambedkar never believed that Aryans came from outside. He believed that they were from this country. It needs a lot of, see, this coloniality is very difficult to get away. Mental coloniality. We are still not. We still not. And what I say, if a Gora writes this book, he will have, I'm sure, 5 times more readers. And it happened. Look what Dalrymple's book does. It's a good book, very well. Dalrymple is an excellent writer, and he does a very good research. I'm not denying that. But the same kind of research has been told before. Please, that's not a new thing he said.